Yeah, but when you say Muslims know nothing about Jesus,
You don't.
what do you mean? In what sense though? In what sense?
Any and every sense. You don't know nothing about
Okay, so when we
Jesus.
say he's a prophet, are we lying?
You think it's Isa that's a prophet.
Okay, bro. If I no,
Isa is
that's just
not
the way you say
Jesus.
his name in Arabic. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this now. Okay. What's the word Jesus originated from?
Let's
What
not go
language?
there,
It's Greek,
bro.
right?
We're talking
Isis.
about
Hold
the
on.
we're
I'm trying to
talking
make a
about
point.
the
Word on line. One sec.
historical Jesus,
Yes, I'm
bro.
trying to make a point. I'm trying to make a point. Jesus comes from the word Greek, right? Isis. Okay, which translates into English Jesus. In Arabic, we will say Isa, right? In Hebrew, it
Oh
will be
man, you
Yeshua,
gonna make me go
No,
right?
off
man.
again.
No, man.
You about to
No,
sin I
dude.
mean off
No,
again,
dude.
bro.
No, dude. In the Greek, it was Aes. In the Greek, it was Aes. Iesus.
Isis, whatever
No,
it
it
was.
wasn't.
No. Okay. So let me ask you the question. After it left Greek, what language would it have went to?
After he left Greek,
Yes.
I'm not
From
sure.
Iesus. Where did it go from Iesus?
Jesus, I'm not sure, bro. I'm not gonna
Latin.
answer
It went
such.
to
If I'm
Latin,
gonna be
bro.
honest, if I don't know,
Latin.
okay.
Latin.
If I don't know, I'm gonna say I don't know.
That's
I'm
fine.
not gonna say
That's
anything.
that's fine. That's admirable. Thank you. So it went from the Greek to the Latin. In the Latin during that time, up until about the 14th or the 15th century, the J and the I were not distinct. Like you can literally look this up. Like they were the same letter. So you could have pronounced it Jesus the same, or you could say Jesus, or you
Jesus,
could
Isa,
say right, or you could say Jesus. Typically, people pronounced it Jesus.
but in
When
English
it,
it's different.
but okay, exactly. So then, when it went from the Latin to the English, the I and the J, because there was a period of time where the I and the J then became distinct. The
You breaking up again, I mean.
I and
You're
that's
cutting up, bro.
why. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, no, not anymore. Cutting up.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Repeat the last 10 seconds.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear
yeah.
you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. So then, okay, thank you. Sorry, there I'm going through some dead spots, bro. Sorry. So then so then the I there's I believe it was between the 14th and the 15th century. The I and the J then became distinct in the English language. So this is why we and if you notice, if you pronounce the English alphabet, like we can demonstrate it now. A B C D E F G H I J. So again, there was a time where the I and the J, it was like the same letter, but then they became distinct in terms of pronunciation. So that's why now in English we call him Jesus. The problem that you guys have is that, I mean, if you want to go from the Greek to, you want to, I think that's a non sequitur because if his name in the Hebrew was Yeshua, which actually came from the old Hebrew Yehoshua, if his name in the modern Hebrew during that time was Yeshua, why then would you go to a foreign language that's not a sister language? Why would you transliterate from the Hebrew to the Greek, then from the Greek to the Latin, then from the Latin to the Arabic, when you could just go straight from the
From the
Hebrew,
Hebrew to the Arabic.
right, to the Arabic or the Hebrew
Okay,
to the
I
Aramaic?
mean, let me ask you something, right? What do you think his real name was?
Yeshua.
Yeshua.
And why do you call him Jesus?
We,
Because we speak
because I just explained it
English.
to you.
That's what
Because
we
we
just
speak English.
explained.
Well, you speak English, so that's why you call him Jesus, right?
We
Yes.
just
And
explained
what would the
how did
Arabs
that
have?
come.
Okay, so what's the issue with Arabs calling him Isa? If they speak Arabic, are they gonna call
Okay,
him Jesus?
perfect. Perfect. Okay, so the reason why it doesn't work is because you don't translate names. You transliterate them. Do you know the difference between translating and
Yes,
transliterating?
if I translate Jesus into Google Translate, it'll come out as Isa in Arabic. That's my point.
But it doesn't make it right because I can
Yes.
show you.
What?
Hold on. Because I can show you from uh Tafsir ibn Ashur, where he actually agrees with us. He said, yeah, actually, his name comes from Yeshua or Yeshua, but I think it says something like what does it say? I have to pull it up and show you because you speak Arabic, right?
Not dumb. I mean, I'm whitewashed. I'm
Oh,
westernized, but
okay.
I
Because I
understand
have it
that.
in Arabic only, but the Ibn guy, Ibn Tiernu, you speak Arabic, right?
I speak a little bit.
That's
Yani
Hassan.
شوية شوية.
Hassan at the bottom. Hassan
Yeah,
speaks Arabic.
yeah. Like if I were to show you something, could you read it, Hassan?
Why do
or
the Arab? Hold
Hassan?
on, let's just. Why do the Arab Christians don't call
Okay.
him Isa? The Arab
Okay.
Christians
So,
call him
oh,
Isu.
let
Isu,
me
Isa,
finish
what's
saying this. Let me finish explaining this. Sorry. I just want like, so basically the idea you said, like if I put um Jesus in the Google Translate and I transliterate it to
to
I mean
Arabic?
and I translate it to Arabic, it'll say Isa. But if I put the word Yeshua in the Arabic side, when it translates to English, it's going to say Jesus. So who's correct?
Yeah,
So
if you translate to the Arabic,
no, I'm saying like if I write it in Arabic right now in Google
yes.
Translate, and then it translates it into English, it's gonna say Jesus. So so how Google Translate works is it takes, because that's how the algorithm works. It just takes a collective of what the internet or what people or sources online are saying. And
Yeah,
it does have a system as to translating it. Like, I'm not saying it doesn't, but it just takes that and puts it and just says, hey, like, this is how you, like, this is what people are saying. How you would actually know is if you go by the linguistic principles. So, for instance, in Hebrew, like you know, if I say shalom aleichem, right? Like shalom, it's spelt with a sheen,
Isn't it
but
Semitic, right? Semitic.
yes, it is. So when you translate shalom into Arabic, it would be
hey, YouTube. I'm sorry, I don't want to stop the show, but come on, we missing like 200 likes. We missing like 200 likes. Let's get the likes up, people. What's wrong? Why we not hitting the like button? The more you hit the like, the more to send it out, and we'll get into the algorithm. I'm sorry, but come on. If y'all like the conversation, if y'all like the channel, please hit the like button. 434, the like button. That's all I ask. And we got almost 400 people in here. We don't even have 200 likes. Hit the like button.
is how do you get a transliteration from Yeshua into Isa where the Ain is literally at the beginning instead of the end? And Tafsir ibn Ashur, in his tafsir, he says the reason is because the name Yeshua or Yeshua, like it was difficult for the Arabs to pronounce it correctly, so they turned it backwards because the name Yeshua is Ajami. It's not it's not an Arab name. It's not an Arab word. So he said that they modified the name by kind of flipping it so that it would be easier on the tongues of the Arabs. But that's just what you guys call him, but that's not his
That's
name.
not his
His
name.
actual name would be Yeshua.
No, I'm not denying that his name was not
But
Yeshua.
he
Whatever
don't,
it is, but
this is kind of, because you don't know Arabic, so you won't get
I
exactly
mean, he
what.
knows Arabic, but he
تكلم
just wouldn't.
العربي تكلم العربي أنا عربي.
Yeah,
But I
I
don't
mean,
know it that
ما
much,
فيش
bro.
مشكلة أنا أفهم. But like, I'm saying, like, if I was to like show it to you, like from the tafsir, like, I mean, it's fine. Like, I mean,
No.
that's not important. But the idea that I'm saying is how we know what the names are is because they follow rules.
Thanks for the
And what
subs.
we've been
Thanks for the
asking for
subs.
1400 years is where did this name Isa come from? Now, me personally, and then I'll
No.
meet up because I have to order some Burger King. Me personally, and this isn't a knock against you because you've been really like chill, like, you know, I'm not screaming at you and we're having a conversation. So I can respect that. So I'm not saying this to be offensive unnecessarily. I personally believe because our scriptures say that there's power in the name of Jesus, like the correct Jesus. So if we can change the name of Jesus, then we can give you a separate Jesus, because it's saying that the name of Jesus, demons were being cast out because Yeshua, it means Yahweh is salvation. If we ask Muslims, and we've been asking them, what does the name Isa mean? They can't tell us. It can't mean Yahweh is salvation because then you're agreeing that the name of your God is Yahweh, and then that's extremely problematic. So we've never got an answer for this. And I've looked on Islam Q&A, and there's been a couple of different answers for it, but none of them really make any sense. Um, But
Yeah, but
yeah,
even so, I mean, we on the name part, we'll even grant you that y'all call him Isa, right? But you don't. know the historical Jesus, the real Jesus that actually was historically
Hold
accurate.
on, let me make one point, okay? Regardless of what his name was, Yeshua, Jesus, Jesus, Isa, whatever it is, yeah? It doesn't change the fact, right, that he's still our prophet. And we do respect him. And we do love him more than our parents. It doesn't change anything. We don't care what his name
Okay,
is.
let's
As
see.
long as...
How do you love him, respect him? You don't know nothing about him. You literally don't
Yeah,
know
well, we
nothing
do.
about him.
Okay, well then, can I argue the point where, okay, you're gonna say to me, I don't know Jesus and I don't love him, but I can say the same to you. You don't know the real Jesus.
Yeah, we do, because
I can say the same.
we know historically what he did, how he lived his life, right? Who was his, like, you can't answer none of the foundational information about Jesus. And then can
So
two people
when you mean historically, what do you mean?
because in history, our Bible is a historical book. And
No, that's circular reasoning. That's
no,
not
it's
history.
not. No, it's not. Because we can look
Yes, it is.
outside. Hold on. This is why it's not circular. We can look outside of
The
our
Bible's
Bible.
historical.
Hold on, Hassan. We can look outside of our Bible and we can get literally historical accounts of this person, said Jesus. We have secondary sources that back up what we believe about Jesus, not what you believe about Jesus. That's why it's not circular.
And another
Do you
reason why
have
it's
any
not circular,
secondary source that proves that Jesus
and
said
another
whatever is claimed that he says in the Gospels?
reason
A
why
single
it's not
secondary source that
circular
said he
is
said this
Hassan,
is
be
the same in the
quiet, bro.
Gospel.
You hear Brother Chris talking.
So the reason why, again, it's not circular is because there's 4 attestations of the same event. So when we have Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, they are different attestations. The reason why we say it's circular logic with the Quran, there is only one author for the Quran. If there is only one author, then it's circular logic. If there's multiple people, it's not circular logic.
Okay, Christ, what's the earliest attestation of these 4 Gospels?
The earliest attestation of the gospel? What do you mean?
Like
An
the
attestation
dating.
is?
Meaning when I mean the dating, like what's the earliest dating of these 4 Gospels?
It's Mark. It comes between the 12 to 15 years after Jesus' death. And
And
that's
actually,
very,
That's a lie.
no,
That's a lie.
it's
Hold on,
not.
hold on. That's a lie.
It was written in the
Yes, it
50s,
is.
bro. What are you
No,
talking
no,
about?
hold on. You made a claim.
It was
hold
written
on.
in the 50s,
After,
bro.
okay. Would you agree that Jesus died at 33 AD or 30 to 33 AD, right?
Yeah.
Would you agree? Okay, and the 4 Gospels are dated around...
The
let's
earliest
say
one
60
is
to
in the
70 AD.
50s, like 55, 56.
No,
Yeah, it is.
no.
I would make an argument
he's
that
not
all
lying.
4 were written before 70 AD, especially John, because John depicts the area before the destruction of the temple, meaning it would have been written before the destruction of the temple.
Yeah, that's fine, but I'm saying...
I will add to this, if I could add to this real quick. Back then, even within the first century, it's not late. Otherwise, you'll have to throw all your hadiths out. If you sit down and get the standards out there, you got to even throw your Quran out, by the way, because you
Jay,
guys don't even have all that stuff. So,
Jay, the difference
within the
between
first
the
century,
hadith...
it's not late.
Jay, the difference between the hadith and the gospel is the hadith was written at the time of the prophet. Some of them came after his death. It doesn't matter. The gospels were not
No, they
written at the
read
time
it.
of Jesus.
No, they wasn't.
What?
No, they
Yes,
wasn't.
you made a claim saying that the hadith... No. Some of the hadith were actually written in the time of Jesus. If you look at Sayyid's hadith, right? Zayd, right? It was written at the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Now we'll go into Isnad. Now we'll go into...
I don't even want to go to that.
Yeah,
I don't
you're
even
the one
want
that
to. I
brought
don't
it
even
up.
want to go to that.
You're the one that brought
topic,
hadith
bro.
up.
But
You
even in the
literally brought
first
hadith up.
century, even in the first century, it's not late if it was in the first century. What do you think? People don't have any memories? Someone dies now,
No.
that means they don't have any memories for 20 years.
Okay, watch
30
this.
years.
Why do your
What
own
happened
scholars... Hold on, Jay, one sec. Why do your own scholars say that we don't know who Martha Makulu...
It's not our
These were the
scholars, bro.
names of the
None
gospels.
of them dispute that they were written in the first century. Within the
These
first
were the...
century.
Jay, these were the names of the gospels, not the people. This was added later on by the church fathers. This is
The
false.
early church fathers actually attest to Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John as being the writers, and they
Which church
attest
fathers?
to them being dated earlier than
Which
most.
ones? Name them.
So
All
we
of
take
them.
the
What are you
early
talking
church.
about?
Name. What do you mean all of them? Name one. Just give me one name. Which church fathers is this?
Irenaeus.
I'll get my slide.
Yeah,
Irenaeus?
yeah. It
Irenaeus?
says that Yeah, Irenaeus says that in his book Against Heresies. I believe it's book 3, chapter 8, section 11. He says Matthew wrote Matthew, Mark wrote Mark, Luke wrote Luke, John wrote John. And his actual argument for it is that he looks at them like he says something about them being the four pillars of the church. Hey,
Okay, I'm gonna have to question you on this. Right? If you look at
okay,
John's, if you look at the,
thanks.
if you look, hold on. If you look at the end of John's gospel,
Listen,
it says
I,
this was
I was
written.
at Burger King, man.
Oh,
Can
what's
I
going
get
on?
4 barbecue sauces?
Yo, bro, you need to go on mute, bro. You forgot to go on mute.
No,
Okay,
that's a good order, dude.
thank
We
you so
need to.
much.
We're all hungry. We want to make a crystal run now.
Yeah, bro, I'm getting hungry, man. Like, come on, man.
You know.
I can't
Damn.
order.
So, guys, I
Thank you
have
so
the names.
much.
I have the names here. Tertullian of Carthage, Clement of Alexandria, Irenaeus of Lyons, the Matorian fragment, Justin Martyr,
Oh yeah, talking of
and
food, I left
Papias of
my. Hold on,
Hierapolis.
Chris, one sec. Talking of food, I left my thingy downstairs. Just give me 1 minute. Oh, hold on. Oh, I'll continue this topic. 1 sec.
Yeah, bro, you getting hungry too.
Yeah, I got my burger downstairs, man. It made me hungry. Give me 1
I'll
sec.
bring you up the dates of the
Can you
Gospels
please
real
repeat your
quick.
reference to Irenaeus? You said book 3, what?
I think it is book 3. I can pull over in a second if you want, and I can actually show you where he says
No,
that.
because I actually had the book in hand. I'm just looking for it, but I don't see it.
All right, hold
Okay,
on. Mark was
give
written
me
in
one
the
second. Let me pull
50s.
over.
They suspect from 50 to 56 AD. Matthew was written in 60. Luke was written in 60 to 62. John was written in 85 through, or the latest is from 95. Acts was written in 60 to 62 as well. What are you talking about? That's within literally decades.
That's
I
the
would
consensus of scholars, right?
I
Yeah.
would date John earlier.
The
Yeah,
consensus of scholars that Mark is written when?
in the 50s, the mid 50s.
According to the consensus, can you bring up the citation?
But while he does that, just help me out on this. I find it absolutely
It don't matter
flabbergasting
because they
that you
come
guys have
way
no
earlier.
idea.
What?
Sorry, word, just
Oh
really
no,
quick,
they
and then
don't. Whether or
They're
not they don't.
early, bro. Compared to anything else in antiquity, the Gospels accounts is literally within decades of the actual person's life. You can't find that with nobody. Julius Caesar's his biographies and stuff come hundreds of years later, hundreds of years. Aristotle and
word.
all of these other
If
people
you don't,
comes like
I'm sorry.
thousands of years later. Even the Jewish historian Josephus, his works is literally thousands of years removed. There's no other work contemporaneous like the Gospels to Jesus's life. Decades, man, if you look it
Exactly,
up,
not even the
decades is
Quran.
actually like that is so far like nothing else that we have in antiquity. That is amazing. And we got so many thousands of manuscripts. For all of these other people, they got 2-3 manuscripts. I think one got 10. Everything else is pales in comparison to the Gospels in the preservation and the manuscript evidence of what we have for Jesus' life. There's
Word, can I
nothing
just get the
come
big
close
screen?
to it, bro.
Can I get the big screen just really quick, and then I'll go back on mute because I got to start driving again. I just wanted to show us in this source because I found it since he has the actual book, and then I'll let you guys finish taking over because I got to get back on the road. I don't want to try to read it while I'm driving. That's all I'm
You
asking for,
say you
big
need
screen.
what now? The big
Can I get
screen?
the big screen? Yeah, because I don't want to drive it while I'm like on the road. So that's why I'm like, let me just do this right now while I'm pulled over. Um, so this is the source. Okay, so this is Against Heresies, book 3, uh, chapter. Hold on 1 second. This is chapter 11, section 8. So Against Heresies, book 3, because you said you have the physical copy. Against Heresies, book 3, chapter 11, section 8. And this is what it says, and I highlighted it. I'll just read it quickly. For that, according to John, relates his original, effectual, and glorious generation from the Father, thus declaring, In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. That's John. It literally says John 1:1, but we know where that's from. Also, all things were made by him. Without him was nothing made. For this reason, too, is that gospel full of all confidence for such as his person, but that according to Luke, taking up his priestly character, commenced with Zacharias the priest offering sacrifice to God, for now was made ready by a fatted calf, about the emulated finding again a younger son. Then he says Matthew again relates his generation as a man, saying the book of the generation of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham, and also the birth of Jesus Christ was of the wise. This then is the gospel of his humanity, for which reason it is too that the character of a humble and meek man is kept up through the whole gospel. Mark, on the other hand, commences with a reference to the prophetic spirit coming down from on high to men, saying the beginning of the gospel of Jesus Christ, as it is written in Isaiah the prophet, pointing to the winged aspect of the gospel. And on this account, he made a copimendious and curious narrative, cursory narrative, for such is the prophetical character. And if you keep reading this, he explains why necessarily there had to be four gospels, and he likens it to the book of Revelation, how you have the four, I think it's seraphim or four cherubim that surround the throne of God, and he says that those four gospels are the pillars of the church. So I mean, there's a historical source for it. Like it's right there. That's what you asked for. Now, if you're going to try to discredit the gospel writers through some other kind of means, you can try to do so, but you're not going to be able to discredit it through the patristics. You're just not going to be able to do it.
Can I get like the century that Irenaeus was in again?
Irenaeus lived
Believe
in,
Irenaeus-
in the mid 2nd century.
Yeah, I think so.
Second century.
I'm going to mute up, guys. God bless.